Hello everyone, welcome to FTE. Feel the English, feel the fragrance of learning. This is Amit, your presenter. Today we are going to analyze the poem Tears, Idle Tears by Alfred Tennyson. Alfred Tennyson was one of the greatest poets in the English literature, and he is considered as the present representative of the Victorian age. About the poem, Tears, Idle Tears is a part poem of the larger poem titled The Princess, published in 1847. The poet Alfred Tennyson composed the poem The Princess to discuss the relationship between the sexes and also to provide an argument for women's rights in higher education. However, in the whole work, not a single argument or a coherent story presented by Tennyson. On the other hand, like so much of his poetry, it evokes complex emotions and moods through a mastery of language. Tears, Idle Tears is particularly an evocative section and is one of several interludes of song in the midst of the poem. Alfred Tennyson was inspired to write the poem in the season of autumn while at Tintern Abbey, and according to his friend, it seemed to flow from his mind without difficulty. Despite its ease in creation, the poet considerably takes more time and effort to achieve a better understanding, especially with Tennyson's deliberate ambiguity. Tears, Idle Tears is a lyric poem reflecting the bittersweet memories of the past in poet's life. Tears come out of eyes remembering the past are idle and obsolete in nature. Now the poem Tears, Idle Tears. Though the poet has created the poem easily, it seemed to flow from his mind without any difficulty, but it is difficult to achieve a complete understanding of the poem due to Tennyson's ambiguity and critical use of words. So in the first stanza or first quatrain of the poem, Tears, Idle Tears, the poet says, Tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean, tears from the depth of some divine despair, rise in the heart and gather in the eyes, in looking on the happy autumn fields and thinking of the days that are no more. In the first line of the poem, Tears, Idle Tears, Alfred Tennyson has introduced his tears as idols, that these tears are idols and these tears have no value at the present situation. I know not what they mean. It is the tears. Why the tears are flowing out of his eyes? The poet is unaware of the reason this line indicates, but actually it is not. I know not what they mean. This line is a critical use of the poet's verse making. I know not what they mean. These tears, it is the tears that the speaker clarifies that he doesn't know what it means. Tears from the depth of some divine despair. But he knows these tears from where. These tears are from the depth of some divine despair. The word of divine is ambiguous because despair cannot be divine in the sense of Christianity, as despair is a sin and sin can never be divine. But here the poet has used the word divine despair. Tears from the depth of some divine despair. Supposing that this despair is divine, though it is despair for the poet, but for him it is divine because it brings the bittersweet memories of the past life of his, the past memories of his life, and it uh, it reveals back his friends from the pit of the past. The despair is divine in sense because it energizes the poet, making him remember of his past life, remembering his friend, his happy moments. The despair is divine because though it is despair, it is the despair that energizes the poet's thinking. His it motive it motivates the poet. The word divine despair is a complex use in this poem, Tears Settle Tears by Alfred Tennyson. Rise in the heart, and this divine despair rise in the heart and gather in the eyes, in looking on the happy autumn fields and thinking of the days that are no more. So the first quatrain reflects the poet's situation when he was writing this poem. The memories of past were coming into his mind, and these memories were rising in the heart of the poet and were gathering in the eyes of the poet while he was looking on the happy autumn fields and thinking of the days that are no more. On looking up something happy, that is happy autumn fields, the poet is revealing despair that is divine according to him. How it is possible that looking at something happy one can tears? The poet is tearing, the tears from his eyes coming out on looking on the happy autumn fields. Though the fields are happy and charming, but it is the symbol of deadness. It is the symbol of lifeless, as the autumn has come, passing the spring season, which is not the spring, summer season, and also and summer season, rainy season is considered as a season of life, and everything happy, everything the light of the sun has been covered by the mist and dew, in the season of autumn. So the happy autumn fields suggest the poet's present situation, and the summer or the rainy season uh, suggests the poet's past memories, past life, and thinking of the days that are no more. The poet is quite thinking of his days that are no more. This thinking or these thoughts, these memories of past came to the poet's mind because there is a possibility that he was at Tintern away, and the place was very near, very closer to Arthur Hallam's uh, cemetery or gravesite, and he was uh, the poet was uh, a good friend of Hallam. That is why the possibility is that the memories of past spending with his intimate friend came to his mind looking on the happy autumn fields at the place that is the Tintern Abbey. Now the second quatrain, the poet has been composed into 4 quatrains containing 5 lines each. Fresh as the first beam glittering on a sail that brings our friends up from the underworld, sad as the last which reddens our one, that sings with all we love below the verse. So sad, so fresh, the days that are no more. The memories of the past have been compared to the first beam glittering on a sail, which is fresh and energetic, as the memories that the poet was receiving in his mind and reacting to those memories, bittersweet memories of the past, his memories of his friends uh, who are no more today. The memories are fresh as the first beam glittering on a sail that brings our friends up from the underworld. And this lightning beam, this freshness of memories uh, strikes into the poet's mind, and he can easily remembers his friends of his life who are no more today, but he can easily remember, recall all the happy and also sad memories of his past life, and also the happy moment spending with his friends. Sad as the last which reddens our one, that sings with all we love below the verse. The memories are like sadness. The memories of the past are left a tend left a shade of sadness in our minds, and these memories are so fresh and energetic. That sings with all we love below the verse. And these memories bring to our mind all those people that we love. So sad, so fresh, the days that are no more. So sad, so fresh. So sad, so fresh. The days that are no more. The past days are so sad to the poet. The incident is sad because days are no more. The poet can never get back those days, those memories again. But why so fresh? Because though the memories, the incidents are of the past, these memories are not new and fresh, but these memories becoming energetic and powerful as fresh in the mind of the poet, recalling his past life. So fresh, though the memories are of past, but they are still fresh in the mind of the poet. He cannot, he can never forget these memories. That is why these memories are so fresh. And tears come out of his eyes. Though these tears are called idle by the poet, as these tears have no value at the present time, and these tears are the waste of time, nothing more, according to the poet's view. Now, the uh, third stanza of the poem. Oh, sad and strange as in dark summer dawns, the earliest pipe of half-awakened words, to dying ears when unto dying eyes, the casement slowly grows, a glimmering square, so sad, so strange, the days that are no more. Oh, sad, oh, sad, and strange as in dark summer dawns, the earliest pipe of half-awakened birds, to dying ears when unto dying eyes. Here in this quatrain, the poet is explaining the situation of a man's death, probably his intimate friend. Oh, sad and strange as in the dark summer dawns. And it is so strange and sad as and the day is summer, it is summer dawns. The earliest pipe of the half-awakened birds. The birds are awake. The birds were awake, and they were chirping and were giving the message that the new day, the beginning of a new day had been started. The beginning of the new day had been started, giving that message. The birds were chirping, and it was dark summer dawns, so sad and strange. To dying ears when unto dying eyes. This line, this line expresses the hardness of dying of a man, the slow process of dying of a person, to dying ears when unto dying eyes. The man was dying, and it was dawn. The birds were chirping, they were uh, half awakened. So, in the sense, the new day was beginning for the other people, for the other people, for other people. But for the man, for him, for the person who was dying, It was the last moment of his life. So this quatrain symbolizes that something ending also has something beginning. That is, though the past, the poet has lost his past days, past happiness of past days, but at the present situation, the memories have become the leftover for him. That is the beginning of a new day. To dying ears when unto dying eyes, the casement slowly grows a glimmering square, so set, so strange, the days that are no more. The poet again reveals the line, so sad, so strange, the days that are no more. The man was dying, and he was waiting for the last moment of his life. On the other hand, it was the beginning of a new day, with the chirping of birds half awakened, the light of the sun rising. Critically connecting to the poet's thought of the past memories, which the poet is unable to get back, but the poet must have to start a new beginning of his life with these fresh memories of past. Though the moments are no more, but the memories of his past life are the inspiration for a new beginning, as the chirping of the birds half awakened and the sunlight, the red sunlight in the morning, in the dawn, uh, is the symbol of the beginning of a new day, though for the person, for his friend, it was the day of last day of his life. Now the last quatrain of the poem, that is the fourth quatrain of the poem. Dear as remembered kisses after death, and sweet as those by hopeless fancy faint, on lips that are for others, deep as love, deep as first love, and wild with all regret. O death in life, O death in life, the days that are no more. This quatrain also revealing the situation of the third quatrain of the poem, that is the situation when his friend was dying slowly. It was the last moment of his life. He kissed uh, the poet. Dear as remembered kisses after death. Actually, the poet kissed him, his friend, who was dying. It was the remembrance of his life. It was a memorable day. He kissed him after his death, and sweet as those by hopeless fancy faint, on lips that are for others, deep as love, deep as first love, and wild with old regret. And the situation was between them as the first love. The person was no more. He had already died, and the situation was so sad and hopeless for the poet. But the kisses after death is the mark of their love, that is considered as the first love for the poet. It was, on the other hand, was the beginning of a new day, and on the other hand, the ending of a life, that is, or death in life. This line, or death in life, this sentence represents that value. The days that are no more. All the quatrain, the last line of all the quatrains contain the same sense, that is, the days that are no more. That's what are uttered in the poem. All this only about the days of past related to the poet's life, the past memories, happy days spent with his friends, and also the ending of his friend's life, and or death in life, suggests the fact, suggests that the day was a new beginning, and also a new, also an ending of life, or death in life, that is death in life, the days that are no more. So it is the poem Tears Settle Tears by Alfred Tennyson, which is complex to receive an better understanding in the point of view what the poet has tried to express is. And in case of divine despair, critics had opined on this matter, and the sense of divinity is considered wrong, and according to Graham Hugh, he argues for the poem as being pagan, and the image of the beam that brings our friends up from the underworld is to him a hint of something more demonic, and a sign of lack of divinity in the poem, as divine despair, as the poet has cited the word divine despair. The despair can never be divine in the sense of Christianity, as they consider it as a sin. So the sin can never be divine. But in the sense of the poet Alfred Tennyson, what he tries to express in the poem, the memories of the past, bittersweet memories of the past, his days that are no more, and the memories are divine in the mind, though the memories are the sources of sorrowful situation, sadness in the mind and heart of the poet, but the freshness and the sweetness of the memories are divine to him. So it was the analysis of the poem Tears Settle Tears by the great poet Alfred Tennyson, who is considered as the representative of the Victorian age, and one of the greatest poet in the history of English literature. So you have learned something from this video presentation. Please don't hesitate to hit the like button, and please also like, comment and share this video with your friends, and please never don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also press the bell icon for get regular notifications of updates. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. May God bless you. Bye bye.